So young generation these days, right? They are very health conscious, so they don't want sugary sweets. But if you see, they will still go and have desserts. During my experience and all that, I thought this is going to be easy because I do not like long flights. And if I get into IT again, I'll have to again travel. See, if you are into sweet business, right, you need to think for sweet lovers. Sweet lovers do not like stevia. Right? So there is a market for sweets, and obviously there are people who do not like sweets. You go to Ladakh, you go to Tawang, people are not bothered about stevia, right? What matters to them is because, see, I'll tell you, sugar 1 kilo is 40 rupees. Stevia, there are 3 varieties. Stevia, there are 3 varieties. The normal one is 250 rupees plus GST. The Kaju Katli one is 450 plus GST. So stevia is very expensive. It works in Bangalore. I have been doing that for 23 years. So I wanted to do something where there's a less competition. Now if you see Indian sweets, see, it's a big market, right? And it's on the fast track, right? I don't know exactly the numbers, but it is growing. I think the biggest consumer base of Red Bull is in London. Right? So morning, they do not have time for breakfast. They hop onto the tube, they take right? See, there are 2 things, right? So you have to do some research before you launch before you hit the market. Right? Now, first thing is you have to understand what is your market, what is the market that you are looking at. See, quick commerce is booming now, honestly speaking, because it adds to the convenience, right? Nobody wants to plan things that are not, because you have to plan so many things. People are busy. अभी बिस्किट चाहिए, कब चाहिए, कितने दिन के लिए चाहिए, उतना कौन प्लान कर सकता है, right? तो people, तो Blinkit is there, Zepto is there. तो obviously ये तो मतलब काफ़ी अच्छा है. Now, in terms of business, I honestly do not understand. See, digital marketing is, something, see, you have to continuously, I don't know, hammer is the right word. You need to continuously push your customer, right? आप ना, मैं लेडी गेनी का पूरा इंडिया में हेलीकॉप्टर से भी मार्केटिंग कर दूँ ना. Why would you try Lady Guinea unless you know it's really good?
So hello guys, this is the newest initiative of ECL and IT Silchar. We have started our own podcast, and today with us we have our Subashis sir. He is of civil engineering branch of 2000. And he has worked at corporate for a long time. He has initially worked as a senior developer, and also he has worked as an associate director, and he also worked as head of delivery. Now he has his own startup. It's called Lady Guinea. It focuses on selling sweets. The main goal of this his startup is finding a nationwide sweets brand that sells uniform sweets everywhere. For example, sweets from different regions. Initially, sweet selling was always a regional based business where wherever you go, you can eat the regional sweets. With Lady Guinea, they're here to make it uniform for the entire nationwide customer base. So hope you like it, and do let us know what you would like to see in our next podcast, and do share and do like and do subscribe. Thank you so much, guys.
Hello, sir. So you're back at campus after 25 years for the exit meet. So how does it feel, sir? How's the campus changed?
Wonderful feeling, actually, spellbound. Very excited. Honestly, in terms of infrastructure, there are new buildings, new hostels, but I wanted to actually meet you guys, and I'm extremely happy to see you guys extremely upbeat, trying to do something. Because geographically it is little far from the main head center, right? But still I see you guys are quite up to date, trying to do something. At that point of time, we were actually not very sure what we wanted to do. Okay, but after meeting you guys, overall nostalgia, definitely.
Come on, so you're at the podcast of your own college. I wouldn't say you don't need to know anything about doing anything. I think you did well, sir.
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, yeah, I think I did well, but again, it's very subjective when you say well, right? It's up to your ambition, what you really want to do. Correct. Right.
So, sir, coming to your business, it's pronounced as Lidikini.
Right.
So it's basically a sweet selling business.
Okay.
You guys have 2 outlets and 4 dark stores.
Right.
And to give our viewers some background, Sir's business has featured in top 10 suites in Bangalore, Swiggy, and has an average rating of 4.5 per outlet. And the main aim of the business is to create a nationwide sweet selling shop, or and how do I tell you? Basically, a wow momos of sweets. So, would you agree on that, sir?
Yeah, so, yeah, correct. Yeah, so I do agree. Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to scale, but definitely would also like to add some values to it. We wanted to do something different, and that was the whole reason why a lot of people ask me why such a paradigm shift, from 23 years of IT to Halwai, right? And honestly, I didn't have much background. I won't say that I am a sweet lover or something. 23 years, honestly, my risk appetite, I was actually checking my risk appetite. So I wanted to start something which is a very good traction, probable traction, right? Less chance of failure, and that's how actually I thought that this could be a good thing for me to start with, because I wanted to avoid crowded areas, right? So you have NITs, IITs, deep tech, AI, and I have been doing that for 23 years. So I wanted to do something where there's a less competition. Now, if you see Indian sweets, it's a big market, right? And it's on the fast track, right? I don't know exactly the numbers, but it is growing. It is growing, and I think, yeah. So now, if you see, the consumer behavior is also changing now, right? With a lot of global movements, you call it Gen Z, and a lot of these customers, right? They look for unique flavors, unique textures. They always try something new, right? Now, if you see, unlike deep tech, this is one industry. There's an industry in a positive way. There's a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things in terms of productization, innovation, and automation, right? In the product, in the automation, everything, right? Marketing. So there's an ample opportunity there. So that's what I thought, maybe I can do something which triggered me to start this business, right? So, yeah.
So also, I would have a follow-up question to you, since you are so closely associated with the sweets business. So, would you think in coming years, since as you already mentioned, this generation is a little, how to tell you, little avoidant to sugar. They like to avoid sugar. Do you see in coming years, sweets will start having sugar alternative? For example, monk fruit sweetener is a very wild sweetener now, or eventually stevia and things like that. Other sugar alternatives will dominate the sugar market and also sweets businesses.
Yeah, see, we do use stevia, okay. Now, see, India, it's all depends on your business strategy, right? Go-to-market strategy, right? I'll come from the core. So you have to decide whether you want to serve entire India or you want to do only in Bangalore, Delhi, and Gurgaon, and maybe Guwahati, right? So you understand stevia and all those things. Now you go to Ladakh, you go to Tawang. People are not bothered about stevia, right? What matters to them is, because See, I'll tell you, sugar 1 kilo is 40 rupees.
Yeah.
Stevia, there are 3 varieties.
Sorry, sir?
Stevia, there are 3 varieties. The normal one is 250 rupees plus GST. The Kaju Katli one is 450 plus GST. So, Stevia is very expensive. It works in Bangalore. Now coming, but then see, end of the day, sweet lovers, they don't like Stevia.
Sir, can I ask you a follow-up question there? Quick follow-up question.
Sure.
Since you said stevia is a little costlier than sugar,
Yeah, it's very expensive.
but also at the same time it is like a lot more sweeter than sugar. As well.
No, not really.
Not really?
Not really. It depends how you.
And per gram basis, sweetness level per gram.
Sweetness level depends on how you, how you formulate your product. Okay. So we have sugar-free Kaju Katli, and we have normal Kaju Katli also. So sugar-free usually have an aftertaste, but it depends because, for example, our Son Papri is pretty good. You do not get aftertaste. Sweetness, it is not very sweet. Yeah, but then normal Kaju Katli is very crispy, wall tight and all that. But when you do sugar-free, whatever we have done, I think we can make it more perfect. But right now, whatever I see is it is not like Kaju Katli is completely dry. Okay, so that is because we only work with Stevia from Arboreal. There's a company in Lucknow. Okay, I'm sure there are other brands available, and there are a lot of jaggeries and all that. But I'm going to tell you one thing. See, if you are into sweet business, right, you need to think for sweet lovers. Sweet lovers do not like Stevia. Right, so there is a market for sweets, and obviously there are people who do not like sweets. Okay, so you cannot make everyone happy. So what we are trying to do is, but we do have options for sugar-free sweets.
In coming years, eventually which sugar alternative will most probably dominate? For example, monk fruit is a very vital sweetener now. So do you think monk fruit will eventually take over stevia in coming years?
See, honestly speaking, in the sugar-free segment, initially I have done some research, okay, but I have not done a lot of research on sugar-free alternatives because we have a variety range of products right now, and like I said, initially I was focusing on products, but the concern is I am into everything right now, so I'm trying to sort this out because so honestly speaking, have not done much of research on.
I'll ask this question again after 5 minutes. Sure. So, sir, now I have a next question for you. For example, since you are already running your own business, say for someone like who is in his 22, in his 20s, early 20s, he wants to start his own business. What are some industries that he could target that is yet to be targeted? For example, like recently we saw a big boom in religious tech, like AstroTalk. They have a more now. Initially, they were the only sole player in the market. Now they have a lot more competitors. So things like religious tech, eventually like STEM toys for kids. These things will are showing initial trends. So according to you, as an experienced entrepreneur, what do you think are coming industries that we could target?
See, I mean, we're talking about innovation, right? Now, it all depends on your interest level. So there are game-changing, ideas in every segment, right? Now you need to first think that which is your interest area, right? Whether you want to go to consumer tech or you want to go to consumer, FMCG, deep tech, right? That is one thing. Second thing is what is the motivation? Why do you want to start your startup, right? Do you want to, obviously you want to solve a problem, right? You want to solve a problem, right? So there is a problem, for that you need a solution. But what is your agenda? You want to do a business for the community? You want to do a business for your family? Or you want to do an investor driven business, you want to scale everywhere. You want to play with the valuation, right? So coming to the opportunities, I am sure um, opportunities everywhere. So you just need to think through. So I was just saying, right, AWS, right? Before AWS, we still had the same concept, right? We used to plug in the boxes. What they have done is they made it off the shelf for you. They are doing you and they are giving you an API. It's an amazing idea. Zomato. So now it is how. So for me, having spent 23 years in IT, I was also thinking something. But then there are obviously some reasons why I started this sweet business, like I said, right? Considering my experience and all that, I thought this is going to be easy because I do not like long flights. And if I get into IT again, I'll have to again travel, right? So I had my agenda. So you need to figure out what you want to do, right? You want to get into food, FMCG. What is your target revenue? What is your customer base? I think every line is interesting.
So one term has been continuously FMCG. ये आप हमारे ऑडियंस को एक बार समझा देंगे what is in simple terms what is FMCG?
देखो FMCG is like the fast moving consumer goods, right? So you have these big players, all, you know, so you have the packaged goods, right? Anything, you take it for biscuits, anything, beverages, right? So anything to do with packaged items, okay? Yeah, so that is what. So you have this Unilever and all these, right? Britannia. So they are all FMCG companies.
And अगर मुझे लगा कि I'm recently देख रहा हूँ कि as someone who is early 20s and धीरे-धीरे मुझे मेरी मतलब around me ये मतलब एक cultural shift दिख रहा है कि we are starting to look at the labels as in nutritional labels. So we are finding कि मतलब अभी थोड़ा healthy snacking का जैसे options अगर मिले. For example, एक business है Doki's. Doki's they sell jerkies, chicken jerkies, high protein packed snacks. And जैसे और कुछ और चीज़ें आ रही हैं जैसे high protein juices like protein water. Then वैसा कुछ like low calorie, high protein चीज़ें आ रही हैं. So do you think कि मतलब eventually जो हम लोग का जो average दुकान है, so we'll see more of those. Like if someone is getting into FMCG, do you think they can target that area?
Definitely, definitely. So it's just that your target audience, you know, will be different, right? So all these protein and all that, so usually works in busy areas, right? For example, I think the biggest consumer base of Red Bull is in London. Right, so morning they do not have time for breakfast. They hop onto the tube. They take a right, and you take a snack bar or a protein. Now considering we are sitting in Silchar, right? Now you have to see what is. So like I said, right? See protein bar and all that. Also you have audiences. Now you want to start a startup on that. You have to do a market research on your target customer base, right? So yeah, but definitely there is a market. People are trying to. So these things are now coming to India. I think Yoga Bar has done well. I see Yoga Bar in multiple outlets. I think they have been taken over by ITC now. Okay, so protein bar, not very sure, but I think yeah, definitely it works.
Now अगर सर अभी एक चीज़ दिखा है कि now EV market भी बहुत boost हो रहा है. If you see जैसे Ola electric and और बहुत ऐसे. Do you think the EV market is saturated now या फिर अभी भी time है तो for more players to enter the market?
I see lot many players coming into EV, especially in the two-wheeler and four-wheeler. Everyone has started getting into this. See, saturation, See, we are running petrol and diesel vehicles for how many decades? So EV has come, right? Now, unless there is something revolutionary, I don't know, hydrogen or something, right? Then it will go. But do we still know EV? Has got some limitations for a people like me, right? I do not have time for charging. Okay, and I live in Bangalore. Okay, it's a high traffic. राइट नाउ मैं रात को 10 बजे जाके चार्ज में, हमारे अपार्टमेंट में भी है ईवी, तो उसमें थोड़ा सेगमेंटेड हो जाता है, राइट. सो आई हैव अ फ्रेंड हु वांटेड टू बाय एन ईवी, तो उसको ईवी खरीदना था. तो मैं बोला देखो यार, अगर तुमको मेरे साथ काम करना है तो तुम चार्जिंग करोगे, प्लानिंग हो ही नहीं सकता एट दिट माइक्रो लेवल. तो बट या आई मीन इट इज़ गुड, इको फ्रेंडली. आई थिंक, आई डोंट नो मच, बट आई थिंक इको फ्रेंडली. इट इज़ कैचिंग अप. Yeah.
I see. And like मुझे जितना लगता है, like Mahindra and Tata, they also started to enter the EV market. Considering they have so much, they are so big players in like be it capital wise, be it influence wise. तो आपको लगता है सर कि मतलब नया अगर 4-wheeler कोई आया just fully focused on EV, they could dominate these two companies, at least in India. We are not even bringing Tesla either.
See, it all depends on your marketing strategy in India. Okay, I know there are big players, but see, you have to, see, you have to establish your brand. That is definitely, right? So, if you want to get into vehicle manufacturing, obviously, you need to have that level of capital, right, and obviously establish the conviction customer. सडनली कोई नहीं खरीदेगा आपसे, राइट. तो मैं अगर गाड़ी खरीदने जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है, अगर मुझे नया ब्रांड है, कुछ नहीं है, फॉर एग्जांपल मोबाइल ऑल्सो, राइट. तो मोबाइल ऑल्सो यू हैव सैमसंग. नाउ आई लॉन्च समथिंग विच इज़ बेटर देन आईफोन. सब लोग उतना रिसर्च नहीं करते हैं, बट देन इफ यू हैव प्लान टू गेट इनटू दैट, yeah, you need to get some hardship, but it is definitely possible, right? If you are solving a problem, like I said, right, if you are solving a problem, I think, because if you are already started manufacturing vehicles, that means you have crossed halfway. Yeah, so then I think, I mean there are so many.
Sir, आपने एक बात बताया कि perception, जो मतलब ऐसे मतलब लोग टाटा और महिंद्रा का गाड़ी छोड़ के आपका गाड़ी खरीदेंगे. तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि परसेप्शन के लिए इन अ वे डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इज अ वेरी बिग टूल. लाइक एक अगर कोई इफ यू एंडोर्स अ सेलिब्रिटी, ही कम्स, ही यू डू अ एड विद हिम, तो इन अ वे परसेप्शन बदलता है. एंड डू यू थिंक सर इन प्रेजेंटली डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट टूल्स फॉर दैट परसेप्शन दैट इज वेरी नेसेसरी टू ग्रो योर बिजनेस?
See, digital marketing is, something, see, you have to continuously, I don't know, hammer is the right word. You need to continuously push your customer, right? You need to show them your brand on a daily basis. Give them updates, right? And social media is very important that way, right? See, it's basically, I mean, alone digital media cannot, social media and all that cannot do wonders unless and until your other things are in place. Okay, but obviously digital marketing is very important. Okay, because awareness बढ़ती है, right? awareness बहुत ज़रूरी है. आप कुछ भी कर रहे हो और लोगों को पता ही नहीं है, तो लेकिन डिजिटल मार्केटिंग का भी मतलब influencer marketing and all, see again it all depends how it works, right? अगर जैसे अभी for example influencer marketing, तो influencer, everyone has started doing influencer marketing, right? If you open Instagram, ads and ads and ads, right? So you need to make sure that you are putting something which makes sense and attracts. Otherwise you just swipe, right? Right. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it totally does. So now the next question for me, like your business is based in Bangalore. So, my question is what are some big good cities to start your own startup? For example, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and other cities that are underrated. Do you think could give you a very good ecosystem to run your business?
So you're talking about geography, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, I think what you guys are doing now, right? I think this is the best place, right? So you need to learn, you need to keep yourself up to date and start. Now it all depends, right? So for example, you guys are, you guys are making a product, right? You guys are making a product. So if you can do it here, you can do it. It's better, right? It's a low cost. Right.
So, for example, sir, Bangalore gives you a very good ecosystem. So does Hyderabad. I think Gurgaon does it too. So, my question is there any specific businesses that a certain city provides a better ecosystem with?
See, see, there are two things, right? So you have to do some research before you launch before you hit the market. Right now, first thing is you have to understand what is your market, what is the market that you are looking at. If you are actually targeting the rural areas, then Bangalore may not be the place. I'm looking the other way around. Right? You are sitting at Bangalore and you are making a product which is for entire India. Right? For example, I'm making a sugar-free sweets which is very cheap. There is no labeling on it. It will run in Silchar or somewhere, maybe a little interior area. It will not run in Bangalore. So my market is here. Now, if you are sitting here and trying to do something in Bangalore, you can definitely do that. Okay, because information is what you need. Now, if you want to launch it there, you can definitely launch it there. So geography, I think it's not that strong barrier. It's not a showstopper.
And sir, now my question to you is quick commerce is given a big boom now. Right. And sir, is your business is also available in?
No, we are not in Q-commerce yet because we are basically still trying to get into the packaged. Okay. So unless we are packaged, we cannot get into Q-commerce. Okay. Right.
And sir, do you think in coming years it is going to be even more prevalent?
See, the quick commerce, it adds to the convenience.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't understand honestly the game here.
Okay.
Because I do not have that level of business plan ready.
Yeah.
But I'm not very convinced how it is a profitable business. For Blinkit, if you have 40 go-downs in Bangalore, right? So if you have 40 go-downs in Bangalore, right? And your sale, but it it depends, right? For example, Zepto, I think they have shut down a couple of their operations and all.
Yeah.
Because the burn was quite high.
Quick commerce will be a big game business.
Quick commerce is booming now, honestly speaking, because it adds to the convenience, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to plan things that are not, because you have to plan so many things.
वही सर लास्ट टाइम आई रिमेंबर मम्मी ने चाय बनाया था चाय बनाने से पहले बोला कि बिस्किट नहीं है तो मैं जस्ट ब्लिंकिट में दे दिया चाय कप में गिरा ही नहीं तब तक आ ही गया था बिस्किट एंड लाइक सो कन्वीनियंट.
हाँ, तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है ना, हम देखो अभी लाइफ हैज़ बिकम टू फास्ट, राइट? पीपल आर बिजी. अभी बिस्किट चाहिए, कब चाहिए, कितने दिन के लिए चाहिए, उतना कौन प्लान कर सकता है, राइट? तो पीपल, तो ब्लिंकिट इज़ देयर, जेप्टो इज़ देयर. तो ऑब्वियसली ये तो मतलब काफ़ी अच्छा है. नाउ इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस आई ऑनेस्टली डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज setting up a warehouse every 5-10 kilometers is a costly affair. It's a very capex heavy thing, right? And then added for a city like Bangalore, sometimes it takes 2 hours to travel 3 kilometers, right? Now, but see, these are some challenges that are there. I think consumers also understand the challenges. But yeah, but I think it is going good, and the players who are doing it, they are smart folks, so they are on it to figure out something. Okay, so but yeah, I think it's good. It's good, and we can expect some more. I think there are a lot of discussions happening around quick commerce. So I think, yeah, I mean, so that, I mean, we can always debate, but it is definitely adding value to the customers.
So now, if I were to ask you, like for a business like yours, where I think word of mouth is very important, so how do you ensure that you maintain that word of mouth?
See, word of mouth, it is, see, our business is very different. Okay, our business is very different because first you have to set up in consumer sector, right? You have to set up a brand first, right? The customer has to be convinced, and initially it is very important word of mouth, right? Word of mouth is very important. See, sweets में ऐसा होता है ना that आप ना मैं लेडी गेनी का पूरा इंडिया में हेलीकॉप्टर से भी मार्केटिंग कर दूँ ना, why would you try lady guinea unless you know it's really good, right? तो ऐसा नहीं खाली फोकट हम मार्केटिंग करते रहें. So there are different marketing strategy for marketing. What I have, I mean, but see, initially, see every marketing, right? Be it Times of India or whatever it is, right? Different channels. You can do marketing everywhere. But in initial periods when you have shortage of fund, you need to figure out what you want to do, right? You need to prioritize. Social media तो करना ही है, digital marketing करना ही है, word of mouth करना है. So there are a lot of things, but then you have to think lot of things. अगर आपके पास बेंगलोर जैसे शहर में 6 आउटलेट है, आप इतना ज़्यादा मार्केटिंग स्पेंड कर दोगे तो कोई मतलब नहीं है, because end of the day you are not reachable to the customers only, ना.
So and sir, when you start like a business like this, it's like is it in my personal opinion, the initial first few months and your business is running a lot, उस समय में मुझे लगता है कि it's very important that you please the customer as much as possible. Rather than branding से भी ज़्यादा it's more important कि मतलब you please the customer. For example, मुझे ये लगता है as a customer, मुझे अगर अच्छा लग गया and I'm very impressed, तो मैं अपने friends को लेके आता हूँ. And this is like initially एक business मुझे लगता है कि word of mouth से ही चलता है.
देखो initially तो it's basically unless you have done a trial, it is very important कि you get feedback. So you should always get feedback from customers and work on it, right? So that is what even I have been doing right now.
So now I want to go outside the business. I want to ask some few personal questions to you.
Sure.
Like running your own business gets a little hectic, sometimes monotonous, sometimes stressful. Like sir, how does an entrepreneur like you manages his stress, his like monotonous life? How to escape sometimes? You obviously need an escape sometimes.
Yeah, so see, for me it has been different because when I was in IT, right, so I called it, I mean, I quit for good in 2023 December. So before that I used to do traveling. For example, I love swimming, I love scuba diving. So I have done scuba diving in Indonesia, Maldives, Thailand. I had plans to go to deeper places in Philippines, Malaysia, Mexico. लेकिन unfortunately अभी नौकरी छोड़ दिया तो that will not work because because I have put everything to my business. But then like I said, so I still swim. So morning 6 to 10 I do not work. I cycle for average 20 kilometers per day. I swim 25 meter, 40 to 50 laps every day.
Every day?
Yeah, I mean I do alternate. Okay, so so that keeps me very much motivated. I'm not very fascinated about cricket and all that. I love soccer. But I'm diehard fan of swimming. I wanted to do actually free dive and all that, but all this thing has to go now. Even scuba is also something. When you go underwater, right, you see a different world. It's a very thing. But the problem is, I have not been swimming from last 2 months because these phone calls and all that. So cycling, again, there are challenges because cycling in Bangalore is a terrible thing. I was hit by a bike. I was bedridden for 1 month. Okay, so I'm still good, but yeah, so I do that to keep myself motivated. Right.
And sir, we are to our viewers, we are slowly approaching to the end of the podcast. Please do drop your questions as well. And for the last remainder part of the podcast, we are mostly going to focus on investor kaise late hai, and when to find an investor, and like when to bootstrap your startup, or when to find an angel investor. So as I said, sir, was your startup bootstrap?
It's completely bootstrapped. I tried for fundraising for 2-3 months, then I dropped it. So I have gotten an angel investor now who has joined me as a partner.
Okay.
Right. So the plan is to sort out a few things before I reach out to the investors again.
Okay. And sir, how important is it to have a good co-founder or good partner in your business?
Well, I think getting a right co-founder is extremely difficult unless you are in a college.
Okay.
Right? You are getting a like-minded guy.
Yeah.
If you are outside college, getting a co-founder is the most difficult.
Yes, sir. In fact, I have heard this. I've heard this somewhere. Like an MBA doesn't really teach you that much about business, but it does give you a good co-founder it like takes you closer to finding a co-founder.
I mean, see, it's all about networking, right? So usually, IITs and IIMs, they have a very solid group. So it is little hard to, but for them it's very easy because they have established themselves, right? So it is very easy to get a co-founder. But see, I think I have also spoken to many IIM guys. My wife is also from IIM Calcutta. So, but it is all the mindset. I mean, if you are good at mathematics and English, business is a different ball game. It gives you an experience, but experience and execution both are important for business, right? I mean, that's what I feel.
So, sir, for a layman, if I have I bootstrapped my startup for initial days. Now I'm searching for an investor. What will be the process for me to find an investor?
See, before you find an investor, first I think you need to get few things sorted, right? So, see, your accounting has to be proper, right? See, again, it depends on which stage you are in. Are you in pre-seed, seed, series A? I mean, it's just an idea. You are revenue generating. So, end of the day, but the thing is, before you reach out to the investor, you need to make sure you understand what investor wants, right? And what you need. You have to first target the investors that can add value to your business apart from the money. And you also have to understand what business investors want, right? See, investor, it's very simple, right? They are investing money, right? They want healthy returns, right? You need to figure out an exit strategy from them, right? If the investor is convinced, then they will fund you. Now, reaching out to an investors, just clubbing both actually. I think that is your question also. So finding investors, see, there are like 2-3 types of investors, right? You have angels, right? So when you say angels, see, there are these rich people in layman's term. They invest, like for example, Nikhil Kamath, then that Ayurvedic guy, I forgot his name. that Ayurvedic company from Mumbai, right? Arjun is a famous guy. He's all over now.
Yeah.
So
So
Arjun.
basically, rich individuals who are
Yeah, so they do. Then there are angel networks, right? So they have angel networks. What they do is they prepare you, they take your idea, and they have a set of investors. Like, so for example, Let's Venture, right? Indian Angel Network. So there are like Bangalore Angel Network, Mumbai Angel Network. You can reach out to them. They will take your pitch, and then they will decide whether to take it to the investors or not, right? Now, then comes your VCs, right? Venture capitalists. Now they are big tickets, right? Angels typically from 5 lakhs to maybe 2 crore. Now bigger tickets, then you have to go to VCs. Now VCs typically bigger, right? So bigger, and then you need to have that kind of revenue. So you have angel networks, VCs, HNIs, right? And there are crowdfunding and all that. Yeah, LinkedIn is a very good tool to connect with all the investors, right? Yeah.
So we are nearly end of the podcast. So आपने आज के podcast में एक बात बोला था, and I want to just ask you the ending question. Although you're into soccer, sir. So are you a Ronaldo fan or a Messi fan?
Actually, I'm a Messi fan because you know, I love Argentina, Latin America. Yeah, you know, I love their water, soccer, their style. I love Spanish music.
Yeah.
So right.
I get it. So yeah, thank you so much for today, sir.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much for for your time and all of you actually. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. It was a mutual feeling, sir.